Polaris blew us away with their new Matryx chassis. The 850, 137, the VR1 they call it. This is the top of the line Mac Daddy when it comes to snowmobiles.
What we're really excited about for 2020 is we're taking Indy to the next level. So, Indy is everybody's favorite sled. Last year we just celebrated its 40th anniversary, and this year we're bringing a new kind of Indy into the picture. It's called INDY VR1, and it's built on an all-new Matryx platform. VR1 is our top trim level for Indy. And if you think about what it stands for, V stands for velocity, and that is speed under control. And R1 is rider first. So what we have is a sled that's very easy to control, very high performance, but it always puts the rider first.
It's the best handling trail snowmobile ever built. I'm confident in saying that. The thing just rips down the trails, corners like it's on rails, handles the bumps. It's got all the rider balance control that the previous platform was known for, that Axis was really known for. But on top of that, it gives you a whole new rider interface that lets the rider interface really seamlessly and really naturally with the sled.
You can be as aggressive as you want. You can push it as far as you want, diving into corners, railing corners, or you can just sit back and ride, and either way you want to ride it, it just plain works.
So the first thing that you do when you're defining a new chassis architecture is making sure that the rider is the right place on the sled. And we felt very, very good with rider position with Axis. But there were some things that we learned on the racetrack that we wanted to bring the consumer, and that was primarily around how the rider moves on the machine, both side to side and sitting to standing, those kind of transitions, to make the handling on tight, twisty trails even more effortless than what it had been before.
I currently ride a Axis Pro S, and so I was very interested to see what these new changes were like. Initially when looking at it, I thought, oh, it's a lot smaller looking and I'm going to be cold. Except we went out and it was -6 degrees and I was not cold at all. So they've made these changes and they've made it a little more compact feeling. You don't have to use as much body English in order to get the sled to turn.
We're offering 2 engine packages for the Matryx platform. The 850 Patriot, which has been on the snow now for 2 full seasons. Really a great engine, very dialed. Customers love it. And on that same architecture, we built a new variant, so a 650 variant that gives us all the goodness of the 850. So the quick revving nature, the strong, durable lower end, and just puts a new top end on it. So it's a smaller bore, same stroke, electronically controlled valves. So we have an engine that is very durable, very efficient, and has tremendous fun factor. So in its class, that 600, call it 120 to 130 horsepower class, it'll have the highest power to weight ratio of anything out there. So just a tremendous fun factor, but still get really good fuel economy, which a lot of those customers really care about.
Like the new smart warmers, what I really like, and I find myself all the time during my rides, I'm either high, low, off, constantly switching my hot grips positioning because they get hot, they get cold, depending what RPM you're at, whatever. These new smart warmers now, what Polaris did is they got some guys that knew what they were doing when it came to holding the heat.
So one of the pillars for the Matryx platform is intelligent technology, and the smart warmers is something that is really, really interesting and will provide a tremendous benefit to a rider and be something ultimately they don't spend a lot of time thinking about. So you think about the way that your hand warmers are controlled today, it would be kind of like heating your house with only a fireplace. So you throw more logs on, you make it really hot, and then you wait for it to cool back down, and then you throw more logs on and get it hot again. What smart warmers are, it'd be like heating your house with a thermostat in the furnace. So you set a temperature for both the grips and the thumb. You set a temperature and then just forget about it. And it doesn't matter whether the wind's blowing from the left or blowing from the right, your grips are automatically metering the temperature and holding them exactly where you want them to be so that you're just comfortable. I think the thing that will be most visible to people when they look at Matryx is the 7S display. So this is a touchscreen with an integrated GPS and also the ability to connect to cell phones. So if you think about our ecosystem, as it were, with Ride Command, we have a lot of usage of our app. Everybody's on it, looking at trail conditions, looking at trails, looking at snow depths, and now we bring this new display into that ecosystem. So whether you're using the phone or not using the phone, you have a seamless experience. And what's really cool is that with this big display, you'll be able to track all the riders in your group. So if they're also riding on a VR1, you'll see them, or if they just have the app in their pocket, you'll be able to pull them up on the screen too. And always keep track of where everybody is. So seamless switching between cellular and also direct vehicle-to-vehicle communication, so it has a built-in radio that allows that to work just automatically, even without cell coverage.
With the new Matryx chassis, it is trail riding. It makes it so effortless. It's just, you sit on the machine, it feels nimble, narrow, real easy to drive. It lays flat. If you want to get aggressive on the chassis, you can move around. They give you, basically what they did is they gave us more room in the chassis with cutaways in the panels to move around, do what you want to do. You can make